It's Lena, and I have thoughts.
It's Logan, and I have opinions.
Welcome to Hear Me and Hear Me Good. Since we're new here, we'll give you a little tour of the place as we go through the show. We'll start with the show's name.
We knew our granny was done when she would say, "Hear me and hear me good."
And if there was a tear in her eye, just go ahead and make your funeral arrangements. You did.
Hear me and hear me good is our weekly final word on pop culture and entertainment. See, what had happened was...
All the best stories start off with see what had happened was. In this segment, we discuss the hot news and the best stories of the week.
Wait, now what?
This is where we share something unbelievable that we saw online this week. Spoiler alert.
Okay, spoiler warnings is our segment where we break down and review TV, movies, books, music, or whatever we've consumed within the week. There will be spoilers, so stop if you haven't watched it yet and come back when you have.
So that we're all caught up. We are going to talk about the first 4 episodes of Married at First Sight. For those of you who are not familiar with Married at First Sight, it's a reality TV show on Lifetime where a group of experts match singles who don't meet or know anything about their intended spouse until they are at the altar. On this season, there are 5 couples: Virginia and Eric, there's Brianna and Vincent, Haley and Jacob, Clara and Ryan, and Paige and Chris. So let's start with Virginia and Eric, who I refer to as Party Girl and the pilot, because she has never met a shot she doesn't like.
I'm saying.
And if there is not a shot, she will go hunting for one.
I'm telling you.
So I will say this. When they first said that they were matching them together, and before the wedding, when they were talking about, he had even said, well, I just hope that she's attracted to me. I sincerely thought that there was not going to be an attraction on her part towards him.
Because he's older?
Because he is, he's just so plain. Like I don't know how to explain it to you.
He doesn't have features that necessarily stand out as being like, oh.
It's not that he doesn't have features. Like, there's literally not a single feature. Like, sometimes it's just like, oh, look at his hair, or look at his this. Like, it's that one thing that is like, oh, this. He literally looks like, if we were playing that game, Guess Who? I would be like, he has hair.
I can't describe him either. I know he has dark hair. I feel like he has maybe a square jawline or something. I don't know. But that's me though.
You say he has dark hair, and I'm thinking that his hair is probably like brown or blonde.
Oh, maybe it is brown. I don't know.
That is how just plain he is that I could not like conjure up anything.
Right.
He is also not unattractive. He's just not like the guy that I would have talked to ever in a club, ever.
Because he would, okay, let's just stop. He would have not been in the club. He's a homebody. He's a homebody to her party girl.
True facts. When Eric says that he was pretty crazy back in the day, I need more detail because his crazy is probably everyone else's Tuesday afternoon.
Oh my God. And I feel like I see that though. I see the flashes of it when he's with her. I see the flashes of it, but I do know that there are definitely some conversations that need to be had.
As authors, he is definitely like one of those supporting characters that you don't even bother with developing beyond their name.
Right.
If this were a movie, he would literally be listed as pilot number 2. He's not even pilot number 1. He's pilot number 2.
Yeah, because I would want pilot 1 to be fine.
Exactly.
Even though, he may be good, he's good to be pilot 2 because he's going to make sure pilot 1 don't have too much fun.
I wonder, as far as Virginia is concerned, is she really ready for this?
Well, I think that this is where the problem will come in for this couple. He is a pilot and he is still in the military. He will be away. And when he's away, Virginia's probably going to, that's when she can go to the bars, hang out with her friends, and do all those things. And I don't think that he's going to be okay with that. He's not going to be okay with his wife going out drinking with her friends.
See, and I think that maybe he will be.
Maybe at first.
Because he also doesn't seem like the jealous type.
I feel like he is. I feel like he is.
My question is she ready for this? I think, because even when she talks about what she's looking for in a spouse, it sounds to me like that's what she's looking for in a boyfriend. Because she just like somebody to go to concerts with, and somebody to go to do this with, and somebody to go do that with, which I don't know. That to me does not sound like marriage.
And we now know that she's like 50-50 on having kids.
And let's talk about this 50-50 on having kids. The face that she makes every time she says 50-50 makes me seem like she's just saying 50-50. And her answer is, I don't want to be a parent anytime soon.
That's fine at 26. That's fine, right? At 26, it's fine. She said, maybe in a couple of years. Yes, when she's 28, she's gotten to do some things with her husband. First of all, you're going to have to loosen him the hell up before you even try and have kids with him. Because you want that, you want to work out all of those things before you have kids.
Wait a second. I just figured out how they're going to work. He can always be her designated driver.
Not really, because you got Uber these days. Like, I feel like he not gonna want to deal with no sloppy drunk. Nobody wants to, especially somebody who don't really drink like that.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't know that she's a sloppy drunk. She drinks a lot, but I think she can handle her alcohol. Because I think she was drunk at the wedding.
Why wouldn't she be?
I mean, yes.
Or I'll say this. She was intoxicated. I don't think we've yet to see her drunk.
I don't know. The way she's throwing back shots, her tolerance is high.
Listen, exactly. You've been single for 5 years. You've been single since you was 21. Your tolerance should be there. Moving on. What's your prediction? Do you think they're going to make it?
I think it's going to be a struggle, but that they'll make it.
I feel the same way. I feel that he's going to teach her a lot and she's going to teach him a lot. And he may not realize just how uptight he is until they start to have those conversations, which I know based on the preview for next week, the conversations are going to start next week.
Here's the other thing, because they did show us some previews. And this is what I'll say about Eric. He was showing some personality because he got into it with another husband on the show. Next is the favorites, Brianna and Vincent. I think this is everybody's favorites because they seem so well suited for each other.
Right.
Brianna is an engineer and Vincent is a car broker.
Yep.
And the reason his last relationship didn't work was because his girlfriend did not support him in becoming an entrepreneur. She didn't have faith that he would be able to do it.
Right.
And I think that Brianna will support him in that.
Absolutely. I'm confident that she will. Like
for the breakfast that they had after the next morning after the wedding.
When they meet the parents.
He seems to have some very strong females in his life.
He does. His sister was like, I'm trying to see what you bringing to the table. I was like, girl, let's not sugarcoat this. We here for a short time, not for a long time. What's your intentions with my brother before y'all go on this honeymoon? Because I need to be able to sleep.
Not even a sister. That was his cousin. When your cousin got your back like that.
Right. That's literally what my grandmother said to my now husband. When we were 18 and 19, like, what's your intentions with my granddaughter? Because we not here for no F-boy stuff.
But, and also from the way that he interacted with her people, like, they were grilling him. And he was just rolling with it like, I got to answer. I will say this. The one concern is his family said that he is a workaholic.
Mm-hmm.
He also mentioned that. And in addition to being a car broker, that he is trying to get his real estate license, will he have enough time?
As long as he allows her to enter that space and respects her when she enters that space of, babe, I want to do, or let's do this, or take a break. Trust that she's not doing it with selfish intent. She's doing it
Right.
because you need that. You need somebody to be able to pull you to the side and say, look, we about to do this now, or hey, let's do that. Bring you out of that routine, because your routines almost need to become one ritual with one another. You can't be so that way, but at the same time, it's a good time to do it because they don't have children.
What if he's been a workaholic because, one, to prove his ex wrong, and two, because he was single?
Right, he had nothing else to do. Right.
Like, that so far is the only catch. But having said that, we do know from the previews they showed us for the season that at one point in time, Brianna's going to say, I don't even know how we got here. And it appears that Vincent is leaving. But I hope that that's some producer trickery and that it's just a moment.
They probably had their first fight. When things start off as well as they have for Brianna and Vincent, it is going to just blindside and come out of nowhere.
When they were in Vegas and Vincent gets a call that his grandmother had a heart attack, and he was talking about, they'll update me, and if I have to go back, I'll let you know and everything. And Brianna, in true I will hold you down fashion, say, if we have to go back, we can go back. He was thinking like, I don't want you to miss out on it, which I appreciate it. But she was like, no, I'm in this with you. Like, wherever you're going, I'm going to go. I know.
He even apologized.
She was just like, tell me what you need from me. It's the vibe that I got. Like, what you need from me is what I will give you as we go through this.
Okay, so obviously I think we both feel like there will be challenges because this is a relationship and it's a marriage.
My vote on them is they better make it.
Okay, right. They better make it. They better make it.
Not I hope they make it or I think they'll make it. They better make it, or we got some.
I need for Brianna and Vincent to make it because
I need them to restore my faith and love.
Right. I need them to make it for people like my sister, who is, in her late 20s and is tremendously successful in her career and who is single.
If Married at First Sight comes to her city,
I'm signing her.
We filling out the application for her. I don't even care.
Look, I apologize to the man she gonna marry anyway, because she is a bit much, but I know that it's somebody out there for her.
Wait a minute. How you gonna call your sister a bit much? Do you know you?
I do. I ain't say that I wasn't.
Audience, pray for Carl.
I wouldn't have made it on Married at First Sight. I am so obnoxiously unrealistic at times, but he made me this way. He been responsible for me since I was 18. That's 20 years. Carl made this monster.
Okay. So let's get to this one is gonna be difficult for me to talk about.
Haley and Jacob should take like 2 seconds to talk about. Seriously. I'm gonna set a timer.
My notes on Haley and Jacob. They seem awkward. Most of the awkwardness is him. Is Jacob an old egg?
Oh my God, that would make so much sense. Okay, so an old egg, for people that don't know what the old egg is someone who was born to parents who were older parents.
Both of Logan's parents are old eggs because it was our grandmother who came up with this theory and talking about her own son and her daughter-in-law, who she loved, and said they just old eggs. One, everything they do is just slow and in their old time because they old eggs. They just get stuck in their ways because they are old eggs.
Till you start encountering people in your life and you be like, oh, I bet your parents was old when they had you. He has that social awkwardness to him. Even his friends said that about him.
Yeah. At one point in time, after they had met with the others' family members, their spouse's family,
Mm-hmm.
There was a point in time, I swear, she looked not at the camera, but like at the producers and stuff that are in that room. Like, can you save me? Jacob just seems so...
If you think Eric is vanilla, what the hell is Jacob?
Jacob is a truffle. He is buried underground and has a distinct taste. Not a truffle like the candy. I'm talking the truffle that pigs sniff out.
No.
That is what Jacob is.
I think that he is super, I'm hoping that he's super nervous, and that is why.
Hey, can we talk about the t-shirts that he was pulling out in the fanny pack that can hook up to your phone? That's not nervous. That's personality.
He's into the 80s. I have a fanny pack.
He's into the 80s, but okay. There's so, like, we talked about, what's her name? Virginia having to pull Eric out of his shell. Whew.
I don't think Haley's up for it.
Let me tell you about Haley has her work cut out.
And I don't feel like she's up for it.
Right. And I'm not blaming this on the age difference because I believe that this is just his personality.
It is. But she hasn't showed a lot about her personality either. Like, I always forget her. She's definitely going to have to get him off of the hamster wheel that he has been on and bring him back to reality. You have to do that.
Like with literally every other couple, there was a question as to, I wonder if they will have sex on the wedding night.
That was not a question
I had for them. Not at all. Because I could see it even with the attraction between Eric and Virginia there.
Look, I thought Virginia was going to body him the way, she just is so hands-on. I was like, she is about, you know what's crazy? I felt to myself, I'm like, Virginia is about to take his virginity.
Except for the fact that he had been married before.
Hey, but he probably ain't been with no party girl like Virginia.
Okay, so next up is
Clara and Ryan.
Okay, so first of all, I have thoughts on Ryan that I have shared with you previously. I'll share again. I understand that Ryan grew up in a predominantly white area. But when I saw Ryan's brother, I was like, oh no, these were choices that he made.
And I was never on board with that one because my children have been raised in predominantly white. Not even predominantly, it's white. It's very white.
We were saying, with Ryan, those are choices that he made. Like the hair, I know I can't stop talking about the hair, but what is going on? And why did you cut all but the little piece on the top? It's a lot.
That's his style. That's his swag.
He should grow an afro with those ears.
Okay, don't do that to him. Them love handles. But no, listen. Because listen, I was waiting on him to put a do-rag on and he didn't. And I felt the way about it. I'm like, how is his hair just laid? But
okay, so here's what I gotta say about Clara. I have now renamed her Chatty Cathy because that girl just talks. Like literally, like every thought that runs through her mind, I am convinced falls out of her mouth. And I don't know if Ryan's gonna deal with that. It's already trying his patience.
Right. He said that he likes his quiet time, but I'm sorry. The biggest thing between them is the religion thing.
Wait a minute. Before we go on to the religion thing, I would also like to state that when I say everything falls out of her mouth, even when she's asleep, are we just go past the fact that she not only sleep talks, but she sleepwalks and like cursed him out apparently in her sleep? And he said, yeah, she told me to go back to bed, so I did.
I mean, I've forgotten about the sleepwalking and cussing him out. And I'm mad, but let me tell you, listen, I love that she didn't warn him, though. I'm a terrible person. I wouldn't have even put that in my package. Nobody would have known that. No one. Lifetime would have found that out right when he said it.
When was the last time you were like, do you sleepwalk? That's not a question you think to ask. So, but you're right. The religion thing, I do think is going to be a big thing because both of his parents are pastors. But she says that her break from organized religion came when she actually went to school. Yeah, but she actually was going to school for that and then had a
Mm-hmm.
break from it.
I feel like there's more there. I feel like there's
Definitely.
there's definitely more there. She's just not, they're not there yet with the communication. Honestly, I feel like, I hope they make it. I do.
I do too. I do too. I think that
I like them
they
as a
can.
couple. I think there's a really good
Yeah,
balance there. I do like them as a couple. At first, I was like, but like them as a
yeah,
couple. I'm sorry.
I do too. Okay, so, oh man, mm.
Okay, so I'ma start here because we do. What is our time limit on these folks?
More. Hear me and hear me good in a moment. I'm Lena Hampton.
And I'm Logan Chandler.
That's So Meet Cute.
A true love podcast about the pivotal moment in a person's life when they find their love.
Every couple has a meet cute, whether they're high school sweethearts or met online. They all have a unique love story.
Meet cutes aren't just for couples. We discuss all types of love, like when best friends meet or when someone finds their passion.
Okay, so we are talking about the fifth couple, Chris and Paige. And let me tell you about Paige. Paige is
A boss. She is a boss. Oh my goodness. Like, I'm sorry, Paige is everything. Like, she has her master, she has multiple streams of income. She is a woman of God. She is all that you could. Even with that, she was the one leading the talk on, oh, I got multiple lingerie for my husband to choose from. And I just was like, even when she was sitting there saying it, I'm like, little do you know, this fool don't even deserve you already.
No, he does not at all. Okay, so you want to know what I wrote in my notes? I wrote, is Ryan's brother single? Because I want to hook him up with Paige. And I don't even know much about him, but he was sitting there quietly and looked nice. Already, he has beat Chris out because Chris,
he's awkward, but he comes from awkward parents.
Who?
Chris.
Who's awkward?
Chris.
Okay, so let's talk about Chris and all our problems with him. I had problems.
You didn't even introduce Chris or say who he was or what he did or nothing.
His screen name is #blessed with $signs for the S's. So we just go start there. That was the first strike. Strike number 2 was when he said that he wanted an intelligent woman who was submissive. I was like, those two things don't even work together. Who was also like very sexual.
A doll that you can go purchase. That's what you're asking for.
He was very hung up on what his wife was going to look like prior to them meeting. And while I think that Paige is beautiful, the one thing I had to say negative about her got taken care of. Because I said the only thing that is like a little bit of a takeaway from her beauty is that her weave could be tighter. And she went and got the faux locks, and I was like, ooh, look, that upgraded her even more.
My thing was this. I knew when I read blessed with the $signs that Paige was not his type.
No. I believe it's #blessed.
It is. It's hashtag.
Which is even work that you put the hashtag in front of it. So
and then a $sign. I knew that Paige wasn't his type. I just knew that she wasn't his type. Like on
right.
And as
here's why I don't understand that though, because he said that he's attractive, and I was just like, oh,
where?
And Chris is, like we said, hung up on looks. And when she turns the corner to walk down the aisle and he sees her for the first time, you can tell that she does not fit his standard of beauty, which was the first time I was ready to fight him, because I'm ready to fight him for Paige. Then when he is talking with her friends at the reception, he once again says that she's not like the typical woman that I date. And he even kind of says that like
multiple times during the wedding, during the ceremony. And then he just,
because they got on him every time he said it. And
I feel like he was trying to get his friends to be in on it, but his friends just were like, yeah, man, she bad. Like, she nice.
Right. And so then
Are any of the friends available?
Friends, Ryan's brother. Because Ryan's brother, we know, is a man of God because he was praying at the table. So I think that he's a true man of God. I think that Chris is a in name of God only. He go to the
But this is the thing. This is why Chris is not a religious man. Because Chris had sex with her not once, but twice. And then ghosted. He ghosted her.
How do you ghost your wife on in the next morning? You say, I'm going down to get breakfast for us. First of all, it's room service. Like, you're attracted to her body, but you're thinking, and you keep saying that on paper you all are a good match. So you're also attracted to her personality, but you are not attracted to literally just her face. And I take offense to that as a dark-skinned woman.
Yep.
Because that, I think, is what it is.
I believe that's 1000% what it is.
When you are thinking beauty, you are thinking of a very narrow viewpoint of beauty, but you have a wide range of what handsome is to include yourself in it.
And I have a huge problem with his mother.
Was that his mother, the one sitting on the outside edge of the booth?
The outside, that was like, well, he could have been drunk. Shut your ass up. Please shut up. Please shut up.
As you said, they are the only couple who had sex on the wedding night.
That we know of.
The other ones said that they didn't, so I'm going to take them at their word.
I didn't say it that I ain't did a lot of stuff.
We're going to take them at their word that they did not, okay? So they're the only ones that admitted to it. And the fact that he did that he had sex with her and then ghosted her and then came back and told her that he was not attracted to her, the pain that she was going through, and then she had to go sit with his parents. So of course it came up during the conversation. And he gets mad talking about, I don't discuss my sex life with my parents. She couldn't go talk with her friends about this. So she talked with them about this.
No. That was the first people she saw.
That was the first people she saw. And she wanted to get some insight into you as to, like, is this the type of behavior that I am to expect? And I will say yes, because after he goes off on her about sharing it with his parents, he says later on, that's not even me. You did it, so it's you. There was no alcohol involved when you went off on her. You weren't drunk the second time you had sex with her, or even the first time you had sex with her, because I didn't see him. He wasn't Virginia at the reception. He wasn't throwing back shots and drinking champagne flutes in one sip.
No, because we already know Chris is just an asshole. And I'm going to tell you why. Everything he does is asshole behavior. This man told everybody who would listen about his high sex drive. And then you gonna try and dog Paige for talking about sex by saying you don't talk about sex. Fool, all you've talked about is sex, money, and beauty. That's it. I haven't heard any spiritual anything. You are so at the surface to where it's sad. It saddens me because you're the type of trash that my sister is still single for. And then, above everything, I'm about to slap my thigh. This is a true hear me and hear me good moment. It upsets me that he, in all of the wrong, the one thing he pulls out of it is, I can't believe you talking to other men. Like he's such an egotistical maniac. He is so, I'm not saying he was jealous. It's not about jealousy. That's him trying to save face.
It makes him look bad.
Because he's an asshole.
But you want to know who doesn't want you talking to anybody about them? Abusers.
I was about to say abusers.
It was a rhetorical question because I knew you already knew the answer. When he said he had a panic attack, I was like, you ain't have no panic attack. That was premeditated. You don't have premeditated panic attacks. And here's why I say it's premeditated. You in a hotel, you don't need to go downstairs to get breakfast. None other couple went downstairs to order breakfast.
Nope.
As far as I know, you're not a smoker, so you didn't need to step outside to smoke.
I tell you, he would turn me into a smoker, and I ain't talking about cigarettes. My thing, and I'm sorry, the fact that his father stood there and accepted him saying, that was me going for, trying to find that connection. Oh, because the last thing that I'm thinking about when I'm not vibing with someone is let me spread my legs open and allow them inside of me. Like, I am 100% there. If that's how you felt, that's what you needed to say, because you consummated the marriage not once but twice. And then your mama tried to slide by. Maybe he was drunk. Did he have a drink? First of all, a drink don't make you into an asshole. It doesn't. Your son is an asshole.
Second of all, are you trying to say the only way he would have sex with me is if he was drunk?
That whole comment could have went so wrong, but Paige,
better woman than me.
I literally, you already know, I just hit you up and was like, I got a full tank. You ready? Like, I was ready. I'm still ready. Let's just go ahead and let's just go to Atlanta.
We've not talked about the elephant in the room. They showed a preview of what's going to happen this season. And we know that somebody is going to be pregnant by Chris. And I said then, after that first preview, that it was going to be his ex-fiance from like 2 months ago.
Right.
I think he started signing up for this process before he was even ex with the ex.
Could have been. I wouldn't put it past him. I wouldn't put it past him.
I wouldn't put nothing past Chris.
I just hate this because this is just a bunch of shit that this woman did not need. She did not need this.
I hope that they have a post note. Protect your money page, because
and let's be honest. With her being an accountant, she probably would be able to just tell just how unsuccessful he is. And I'm gonna leave, and that's it. That's all to be said.
But on the preview that they gave for the next episode, he has to have a talk with her about he had just got some news. And they had one of the experts asking her if they had used protection. It wasn't because she was pregnant. It's because he had been having unprotected sex with whoever. Because it might not even be his ex. I might be giving him too much credit to say that he was having unprotected sex with his ex.
You're giving him too much credit because this fool who don't like to talk about sex gonna say he abstained from masturbating for 3 days before they got married.
And you can't say that. He can't say that he doesn't like to talk about sex because he had a full-on sex conversation with his pastor.
That's all he talk about. Let me tell you, that's all he talk about. He talk about sex, money, and women, and that's it. He sprinkled God on it just
I promise you, and this is in case you were wondering, Chris is who Eric got into it with, which I was like, you know what? I got more respect for Eric when I saw him getting into it with Chris.
Because that's just, I'm sure the other wives are probably tired of hearing about it. Like, can you imagine as much of a light Paige was to that girl group that they have now? They're going to be bonded forever because of this experience.
Right.
And she was such a light in it. Can you imagine what that first interaction, because I see her go to my girl Brianna, and I'm just like, I know Brianna was ready to slick back a ponytail with some Gorilla Glue and go fight.
So you can headbutt them with your Gorilla Glue hand. Okay. So they better not work out. Find somebody better for Paige. Paige needs her own show where it's called, I'm sorry, Paige, let us find you somebody better. I know that's a long title, but that's what it needs to be.
I'm telling you. Look, no, it's the name of her show should be called Turning the Page, because that's exactly what we're going to do.
I love it.
We're going to just turn the page and we are going to start a new chapter in her life.